Welcome to Entrepreneurship Vertical, the new course, first lecture. The course name Design Thinking and Human-Centered Design. Students already studied 4 papers this Entrepreneurship Vertical. Based on that, now we will enrich our knowledge in this course Design Thinking. The initial innovation and entrepreneurship class, we discussed one video lecture about design thinking. The complete course here, design thinking based on the human centric. The main objective of this course, comfortness of the human being, how our design thinking principle process is helping. This course contains some theory class, practicum, specially case study. We will consider human-centric problem, day-to-day life, what are the problems they are facing. The first unit covers design thinking principle, core principle of design thinking, what are the major elements of design thinking, finally, what are the major advantages of design thinking process. Definition of design thinking we will see. Design thinking is a practical way to understand the problem by focusing on the people. For design thinking, start from empathy, then define the problem statement, then based on that you ideate, do some prototyping, then go for testing. It is a teamwork that helps the team come up with idea that really hit the market. The way how which we are taking the problem, how to solve the problem. Here human centric we can think in this concern. The problem we need to analyze, understanding the problem, accordingly we need to think on people way. How the people think this? Empathy, define, ideate, prototype, finally we go for testing. You can take different type of problem. From that problem, we understand the problem statement on the perception of people, public. For easy understanding, school children's while conducting the design thinking principle, they will come with different problem statement. The major problem, they are not able to catch the bus in time. The government is giving free pass, but the bus is coming just before. The school time may be 9 o'clock, means the bus will cross the village around 6:40. Otherwise, they are not able to come in time. 2 hours before the people are entering into the school, 9 o'clock school means they are coming to the school by 7 a.m. Here we need to consider design thinking. One single bus taking more than 150 students, how it will reach the bus stand, then public, I mean students are going to different schools. While considering design thinking issue here, if you are taking the problem into the government is not able to solve this problem because there is no facility. We need to provide a bus, but the bus numbers are very less. Government school is not at all possible to operate the bus. Now, based on that design thinking problem, with the available resource, how can we enrich the solution? Near the school, around 4 to 5 very big companies available. Their operation time 8 o'clock morning starting shift time. Before 8 o'clock, most of the staff members are coming by their own car bus. The bus, more than 50 bus operating per company per industry. We lost them to help the people around 5 to 8 kilometers near that school. The students will reach that point, then they will reach the exact school before just 10 or 15 minutes. By this type of problem solving, the company also interested to solve this because by CSR component, they are spending money for taking the school children from their village to the school. So empathy based on the empathy, how the children think, the parents of the students, how they think in this condition. Then define the problem, then ideate the problem. Based on the ideate, we need to run the prototype 1 or 2 weeks. You will take the buses nearby villages, taking the students also very happily coming to the school. So industry also, they feel very happy. We are taking the students from the local area to the school. Giving education to the school children is a very big achievement of the company. Company is coming forward to do this type of helping. So here, empathy is very important. By famous scientist quote, an interactive process in which we seek to understand the user, challenges, assumption, and redefine the problem in an attempt to identify alternate strategy and solution. Based on the above problem definition, school children not able to enter the school in time because of transportation problem. If you are taking the problem to the government school, government officials, they are not able to solve the problem. We understand how to redefine the problem, taking the alternate strategy and solution. Instead of going to the government, we approach the industry. The people are ready to help through CSR component. The same time, government want to do this. They want to implement this rule for entire Tamil Nadu. This is not at all possible. But if you are taking that industry, the industry will help two school or one school by giving between 8:30 to 9:30, 1 hour, they will spare their 4 or 5 buses. Say same time school authority by collecting money from parents teachers association, they may take care of their fuel charge also. So what is the advantage here? The people are coming in time. What is the contribution of the school? What is the contribution of the industry? Industry people contributing the bus. They are giving bus as well as driver. Driver also ready to do this type of social work because they are also living nearby this village. They are helping even their children also studying that school. So without any benefit, driver is coming for working 1 hour morning. Same time they are taking the children evening also. Fuel cost is completely taken care of the parent teachers association in this school. So what is the contribution from the school fuel charge? The contribution they are allotted driver at a free of cost they are coming for doing some service work. Most of the bus they are taking in the contract only. The contract people they will not ask any extra money in this kind. Only understand the problem by means of alternate strategy and solution. We are taking the problem into right direction. We are getting a solution. This example is suitable for understanding design thinking. Taking the problem, take in different attempt, get alternate strategy and get alternate solution. This is a design thinking. Here we have two definition. One is design thinking definition 1, which are design based. Another one product process based. Design thinking refers the original formulation of design thinking based on design practice, reasoning, processing. It relates to academic study of design and also known as design thinking. This is the way of approach, identify a problem, write proper definition, write suitable solution for that, then design prototype. These and all only in the paper. That is thinking, design thinking. The design thinking here, we are ready to understand the problem. We are in the system of laptop or computer, we are reading or writing. But we are not implementing, that is under the design state. This one is definition 1. The original formulation of design thinking based on design practice, reasoning, processing. It relates to academic study of design and also known as designerly thinking. Most of the problem statement solved by the people in the university by means of interacting with the department, government, then they are giving a solution. That's why this design thinking process start from university or technology based institution. Now we will see the design thinking definition 2. That is more popular formulation applied in business and other area outside traditional design. This version often simplifies design process and is used by consultants who may lack design expertise. This is a popular formulation on applied business. That means this is in the reality. We can divide into one is in the design stage, another one is in the realistic stage. We are taking that into realistic stage, that is a design thinking process 2. Here we have 5 stages of design thinking. The initially I told, first empathize, then define the problem statement. Third one, ideate. Fourth one, prototype. Fifth is testing. Students, now you define one problem statement. How will you define the problem statement? You go and read the society or industry, what their present problem. understand the present problem, look how they are thinking, taking care of that problem, then define the problem, write in words. Based on that, you find the solution, idea formation. Now we are in the startup journey. We like technology readiness level 0 to 9. Idea formation in the technology readiness level 0. That means empathize and define are before technology readiness level 0. That means we can call hereafter define, that is the technology readiness level -1. Empathy, technology readiness level -2. Because ideation is 0 means this is behind. That's why I am marking technology readiness level. If you want to make one suitable idea, that time we want to understand the public problem in their perspective. That is the important here. Here empathy, understand the problem with their perspective. When it is possible, then when we are entering to the public, we are from officials, we are educated, we are coming from this area, then the public will not coming forwarding their problem. We have to understand their culture. Accordingly, we want to mix with their people. Then only they will come forward to express this problem. When it is possible, it is possible. Now you are living with that people. Or in your own village, you are also coming from that village. You identify the problem in our village. The problem is this. Nearby our village, we have a industry based on the dye industry, chemical industry. The wastage is just mixing with our regular river water. How to control this, how to avoid this is the ideation stage. Based on that, we'll have to approach the industry people, then how to eliminate that problem in our public. So find the process, formulate a prototype, then we'll go for testing and all. So 5 major design thinking: empathize, define, ideate, prototype. Finally, we are going for testing. So these are the important stages of design thinking process. In this first unit, we are going to see what are the process of empathize. How will you define the problem? Each steps we are going to discuss in detail. Major 5 stages. Empathize. Separate lecture class for empathize. How to make empathy in our mind. How will you define a problem based on the empathy? Based on the definition, we need to formulate the idea. From that idea, by applying technology-based solution, we are having a prototype. Finally, that prototype, before scaling up, we need to test many times. So, empathy, definition, ideate, prototype, and testing. These are the major 5 steps of design thinking process. Now, we'll have a cycle here. Already we have a empathy. Based on the empathy, we are defining the problem. Then we go for ideate. Finally, we are coming for prototype. Then last position, testing. If the testing, the feedback is not suitable, we need a correction. For that correction, once again we go for empathize. The complete cycle. Forward, once again it is written coming with suitable solution as well as a problem. Again we are going for empathy. So first empathy, we go for then definition of the problem, ideation, then prototyping, testing. After testing, what are the flaw we have? We need to eliminate that flaw. Again, we go for empathy, definition, test, ideate, then prototyping. Finally, we have testing. This cycle, this is we called closed cycle. Continuous doing this closed cycle, we will get efficiency improved based on the testing. Then we go for scale up. So in the startup formulation, in the startup ecosystem, before going to scaling, technology readiness level 6, we need to complete the design thinking process. The design thinking principle are applicable before technology readiness level 0, before that, then after 1 or 2 stage. That depends on the condition. So if you want to become a suitable entrepreneur, the two social concern entrepreneurs, we understand the design thinking. Now we'll come to important topic, principle of design thinking. We have 4 different angles. One is the human rule, principle of design thinking, human rule. Then ambiguity rule, then redesign rule. Then we have tangibility rule. These are the important principles in the design thinking. Design activities must be human-centered and innovation created through the design thinking process. Prioritize based on human aspect. We are introducing one industry, but the industry wastage is polluting our people. Means we are human-centered design. We need to avoid the suitable pollution, or we want to control the pollution. Please understand, design activity must be human-centered and innovation created through the design thinking process. Again, rule says there is ambiguity is inevitable and must be embraced during a design thinking process. Individual, by means of experiment and test, we find a new ways of approach the problem. At present, while doing this work, we have a problem. Human design thinking, we have a problem. We cannot avoid that. Based on that, I will you reduce. Before engine, internal combustion engine, there are some vehicle, like car. There are some difficulties, slow, we are not able to reach in time. They are introducing internal combustion engine. While doing an internal combustion engine, if you are applying a fuel, there is some pollution. We need to accept. Then human-centric design says how to reduce, how to overcome the pollution. How will you reduce the pollution? By means of design thinking principle. So ethanol based fuel. Then we are introducing e-vehicle. These and all improvising the quality of the vehicle. So wherever we go for human rule, there is some issues will come. We want to take that issue, reduce this issue, or completely eliminating the issue by means of individual design thinking process. The redesign rule, although social situations, assumptions, and technology may evolve, basics human needs remains constant. This means all design are essentially recreation based on previous approach to meeting these needs. Social situations, circumstances, and technology may evolve. Basic human needs remain constant. People, the same people. Day by day, the condition is changing. Accordingly, we will see the different problem. Based on the problem, we want to create a solution, we want to redesign all those things. Nowadays, based on the technology development, most of the time we are regularly using computer. Based on that, we need to optimize all those things. Because of regular computer, what are the problem we are facing? Everybody wearing the specs. So how will you avoid that? So we need to think, redesign. Then the final rule, tangibility rule, prototype should be used to produce a tangible idea that will have effective communication. So finally, what we want to understand, wherever we go for design thinking, we are not able to solve 100%. If there is a problem, we consider the problem for again one more issue, again problem continuously. Last slide we explained such a nicely how the closed loop is working in the design thinking process. These are the major principle of design thinking. Now, few core principle now we want to introduce. The core principle we have the human centric focus. We want to understand the human problem. We want to focus on this stage. Collaborative approach. Then we have an interactive process. Then towards action we want to understand. Mindset of optimistic people. The majority of people mindset we need to understand. Focus on the solution, not blaming. These are the major core principle of design thinking. Finally, we have a principle goal design. 10 principle we have. The 10 principle design for innovation. We need to think innovation based on the problem. Then we need to update the product usefulness. Then we need to update all those things by means of industry design. Based on the testing, we want to redesign always for next level. The many things we need to understand based on the human centric. So the principle, what we want to understand, what is the real problem in the public? This course mainly designed for social interaction, not industry based. Because technology people always be concerned with industry problem. But nowadays we need to understand the problem by means of the public. Now I will give you one or two example related to design thinking problem. In the public, most of the time, conductor, watchman, even school teacher standing for a long time, 6 to 7 hours, sometimes they are simply standing. Even at the age crossing 40, 45, because of regular standing habit, they have a problem in the leg, particularly foot. The problem we call varicose vein. The pumping from the heart, the fresh blood is entering into the leg, while returning back, it is not able to reach the heart because of age, then obesity and all. So we need to get pumping action. The pumping action we call, many people are telling, secondary heart in our leg. Because of improper working of secondary heart, the blood is not reaching to the heart. Because of that, the blood is staying just in the foot. Now we want to cycle it, recycle, that means pumping into the heart by means of external some devices. So by design thinking, understand the human centric problem. The problem statement here, we want to improve the blood circulation, especially in the leg. For that, already muscles are working. We need to improve the efficiency of the muscle by means of external agency. Some type of pressure increasing devices which can cover our leg. By pumping action, it will improve the blood flow. We can enrich the solution by means of approaching this problem with doctor, physiotherapist, then technologist. By means of that, you can take this pumping action suitably more than avoiding varicose vein by this way. This is one important problem statement I told. Based on this class, we will define one or two problem, then we will see suitable technology based solution. With this, I conclude we have designed four principles. Above that, first we have a empathy. These are the steps involved in the design thinking. First step is empathize. Number two, based on the empathy, we are defining a problem. Based on the definition, we are ideate. Ideate is a technology readiness level 0. Then technology readiness level 0, then we'll go for prototyping. Finally, before scaling, we go for testing. These are the 5 steps involved in the design thinking process. So, empathize, define, ideate, prototype, finally testing. With this, we will have suitable solution for design thinking process. Next lecture with suitable view of empathize, we will see again. Thank you very much.